Hello, welcome to Get Your Mind On. I'm Lori Stohs. If you don't grow, you die. Do you believe in that statement? If you don't grow, you die. Wow, that's something some people really believe in, is learning and growing every day. And some of us love to learn and grow because we're curious about many things. And when we think about engagement, our engagement is really wrapped around who we are and that depth of our learning. But some of us have different styles of learning. Some of us love to learn and are very curious and just want to know and can never fill our minds with enough information. Others are just a little bit more about, give me what I need and I will use what I need at the moment. I don't need any of that extra stuff in my mind. And some people really are really more about getting their job done and really not learning and expanding every day. So when you think about engagement, you have to think about what it takes for you to learn and grow every day. How can you expand yourself? So that could be in very many different things. It doesn't necessarily have to be content. It could be content. Some of you may have a tendency to want to be a master at something. You want to be really good. You want to be that expert in an area of content. Could be an IT area, could be a management area, could be just a process, whatever it is for you that you love being an expert because you want to know everything from top to bottom about that content. Now there's others who love to be more of a generalist. You like to know lots about lots of things. You just input lots of information. You love to play those games when they need to tap into trivia or something because you remember things that are kind of quirky little things and you go, why do I know that? It's just that your mind captures those things because you're curious and you love it. So some of you have just lots of information and can use that in many ways, practical or just at work or even in personal life. And there's others that, content really isn't it, but maybe you're about learning and growing about people. Maybe you love the relationship side. Maybe it's about content of learning and understand who people are and understand why they do what they do. That's what's of interest to you, is that relationship side. So when you think about learning and growing, those are the types of things you have to step back and think about. The other thing that you can think about doing is expanding yourself. And how can you expand yourself? Well, the word right there is yourself. So sometimes that learning content is about us. Sometimes we have to take some time to think about ourselves and really dig deep, which goes to a really sometimes not so comfortable place for people, is that I really need to learn and grow about myself and think about how I can expand. So, we've talked about understanding ourselves and our value and what we bring, and I think that's critically important. But sometimes for us to learn and expand, we have to start inside first and understand what does make us tick. Is it being that expert? Is it being a generalist? Is it being interested in people? So thinking about engagement and thinking about yourself every day, you really have to step back and think about what is it that it is for you? Is it learning and growing? Is it curiosity? Is it expertise? Is it generalist? Is it people? Is it nothing? You might wonder why you're not engaged today. And maybe it's that you really haven't taken the time to really think about how do you expand yourself into something different. Maybe you're not tapping into that potential or that interest that you have. Maybe you're not engaged at work because there's an interest that you have that's kind of, quote, your hobby outside of work, and you really haven't taken much time to expand it because you're not getting what you're getting at work, and you spend all this time at work, so you come home at the end of the day and you're kind of just feeling blah and tired and not full of energy. Maybe that's the time to take that hobby and do more with it. Get your energy from there and learn and grow into something that's interesting for you until that time where you can eventually do that for your work, or you can get more excitement in your job. The other thing I want to tap into in terms of engagement today is expanding your ideas. When people think about giving ideas, sometimes people want their opinion to be heard at work. So they want to express their ideas. Some of you don't necessarily care to do that, but you might tell somebody else you have an idea, but you don't necessarily tell your manager about that. I think it's critical to think about when you learn and grow and expand is sharing that information and expressing your ideas to others, because that's engagement. So some of us feel open about that. We can't always expect our managers to really take every idea that we have, but it's good to share. If you do have some learning that you want to share, some ideas of ways to improve things. And there's others of you, like I said, that keep pretty quiet about that. But if you have an idea, take some time to share that with somebody. You never know that they may be waiting for something that you've learned about, or something that you've learned about yourself that you could share to your manager. So you feel that engagement from expressing some of your ideas or some of the knowledge that you've learned. So for our positive charge this week, first, think about what does learning and growing mean to you. Second, what are ways that you like to learn and grow and expand? Is it with content? Is it with people? Or is it with yourself? Learning and growing and expanding ourselves continues to drive our engagement every day, but it's personal. You have to really understand what it means for you. So take some time this week to think about what does it mean to learn, grow, and expand you. Thanks for joining us today, and remember to get your mind out.